Hello and good evening. This is Kit Cabello of Harlan's Media. We are here in the Pilsen community covering a huge rally in regards to the future of grassroots organizations and battling rent control and making sure that people are able to survive in Cook County and the city of Chicago. I'm joined here today with a person that we interviewed some time ago in the summer in regards to rent control and stopping gentrification, Frank Avellone. It's a pleasure to have you back with us.
Kit, it's nice to see you again, particularly here at the Pilsen Alliance fundraiser, a really important grassroots organization that understands the importance of putting affected people first on the front line. So essentially, we're seeing a lot of people challenge the Barrios tax plan and are very critical of it. Essentially, what is the real impact of the tax plan, and how will it affect a lot of low-income, working-class families? Yeah, of course, my organization, Lawyers Committee for Better Housing, deals with the tenants' rights issues, less so the home ownership piece. I think what I'm fascinated by is the reports that are coming out in the media that says it's not public information how the formula by which people's property taxes are assessed. So that's now coming out in the case, and I think that that's a big step. Transparency is really an important thing.
Now, of course, there's a lot of criticism towards how it's really being implemented, and right now there's a challenger to Joseph Barrios, Fritz Craigie, and really, let's say whoever does win, what are really necessary steps to ensure that people have at least a clear idea of what's really happening to their home and renting prices here in Cook County?
Yeah, well, and of course, the lawsuit isn't as important as it is. Really, it's the icing on the cake. The horse is out of the barn on this, and once the public understands, then maybe the system that we've been operating under for so long when it comes to property taxes operates in an unfair way, and the nature of the assessment is secret and not well known. I don't think any lawsuit can ever, the door's open. They can't backtrack on that. People are going to lose their jobs or not be reelected over this. It's going to have to be much more open and much more transparent. It's going to have to start including people's participation for it to be a truly democratic process.
Now, what are the challenges that grassroots organizations like Pilsen Alliance or maybe Northwest Side Housing Center or even other communities across Cook County, what are they going to have to face in regards to what they have to deal with the large real estate developers continuously moving in?
Yeah, I think that there's no secret, Kit, that not only in Chicago, but nationwide, and indeed, I think we could even say globally, there's an awareness that the neoliberal capitalist project has failed. And more and more and more people are searching for and advocating for and engaging in people-centered policies less than profit-centered policies. And we know what a lot of these things are. A lot of these things are not inventing the wheel. They're things that are done elsewhere. For example, we're putting forward a just cause for eviction ordinance here in Chicago that says a developer simply can't give people 30-day notices and kick them out with an eviction case that ruins their credit report unless there's something wrong, unless they've done something wrong, right? We also have, coming up in 2018, a bill called the Proactive Rental Inspection, or the Chicago Healthy Homes Inspection Program Initiative, that says one of the reasons buildings are taken over and people are displaced from their neighborhoods is because properties are allowed to become dilapidated. So these two things, in addition to rent stabilization, these are a series of policies where we can say, people first, housing is a human right, not a commodity, and if we, over a period of time, lift the quality of Chicago's housing stock and introduce these policies that are working in other locales, then we can give tenants and landlords a bigger stake in the long-term well-being of their neighborhoods instead of treating rental housing as just a way to make a profit and encouraging tenants to always be transient, going from place to place to place. So we need stable neighborhoods where everyone's got a stake in the game of truly having a sense of place. And that's what housing as a human right means. The very first principle has to be you have a right to stay there unless you've done something wrong, so that we all have a stake in how this works out together.
And as for your organization, where can our viewers and subscribers learn more about it? Where can they find you guys on social media?
Yeah, so of course, that's lcbh.org, Lawyers Committee for Better Housing.org. You can see our Facebook and our Twitter feeds from there. I'm not big on social media myself, so I'm stuck with the website. But yeah, and there's been community programs throughout 2017 and will be more in 2018. So just stay tuned and get engaged. This is truly we're at a pinnacle right now where people with power, people with power and money, they understand that the dynamic is changing from climate change at the global level to democratizing the local level. People with power understand that the dynamic is changing. Some of them are willing to change with that, some of them are not. And so it's going to take people power to overcome the objections of money. As State Senator Will Guzzardi once said at a public presentation this past summer, I expect to be outspent when it comes to rent control. I don't expect to be out-organized. And so there's going to be some 2 or 3 times this coming year when we're going to call on everybody to show up. And if people do show up, and our elected officials get the message from that, we can begin to transform Chicago into a place that's for the working people and poor people that make this city what it is. And when we talk about, what are we talking about? 80% of the population. It's a huge percentage of Chicago's population that we're fighting for, and I think these are struggles that can be won. So.
That's a very good note to end it on. Thank you so much for joining Hard Lens Media. And to all our viewers and subscribers, peace, everyone.
You're watching Hard Lens Media.